Welcome to the Grizzly Growl Show, episode 10. Can you believe it? They're fired up, and so am I. We've got a very unique and special show for you today. We'll play Guess Who at GGC Softball at the end, but first I wanted to tap into our audience for just a moment. The planning and preparation by our athletic administration, coaches, and student athletes are already underway for the Grizzlies returning to competition for the spring season. In the meantime, our motivation on the Grizzly Digital Network was to create a show, given our current circumstances, that would inform, enhance, and entertain our audience, until the wins and championships start rolling back into Lawrenceville. So far, your positive feedback has been heard. We expanded our guest list to include individuals who may not qualify for post-game interviews, but still have a huge impact on the outcome of the game. Wonderful people that we've already highlighted, like James Williams, Dr. Darren Wilson, Tom Grayson, and Jorge Vallejo. And today, those stories continue to come in. With all due respect and with much appreciation to the families of our head coaches, today we wanted to get a huge insight to what it's like to be the spouse of a head coach. And we've asked Barbara Giuliano to do that. I cannot wait to tell you the one-of-a-kind story of the Giulianos. Don't go anywhere. It's coming up next on the Grizzly Digital Network. Greetings from the GGC tennis facility. Georgia Gwinnett College acquired this property in 2012, and today, both the men's and women's championship tennis programs call this place home. The cutting-edge complex was revitalized with a complete overhaul to the foundation and court surfaces to achieve premium playing conditions. The 16 fully lit courts provide a one-of-a-kind collegiate tennis experience with the ability to host multiple teams and tournaments simultaneously. For more information on our first-class facility, visit our facilities page at ggcathletics.com. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, inside Studio 5. We have a very special guest for you today. It is Barbara Giuliano. Barbara, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
You carry a lot of titles and responsibilities, but we'll introduce you to our Grizzly audience as wife of Dr. Coach. Did that nickname ever make it back to the household? That was one of the luckiest I've ever been with his nickname.
No, I absolutely love that nickname because it just describes him. He's got the doctor side of him, got the coach side of him, and so putting it together was absolutely perfect. But no, we don't call him doctor at home. And we do not call him coach at home.
Fair enough. What is he? Is he Mike? Is he Dad? Is he?
Yeah, Mike.
Hey, you. What
Dad.
Is he?
No, Mike, Dad, handsome. Yeah,
handsome.
All of those things. Yeah.
I will appreciate that one. First and foremost, amongst the pandemic and everything that's going on, how is the household and everybody back home?
You know what? We are very grateful that everybody's doing well. Our kids are scattered around the country, and there's 4 of them that are now in Atlanta, which is great. But with another son in California and one son that had recently moved here, we're just grateful that everybody is just doing great. Thank you for asking.
I got to have a good love story of the Giulianos. How did you meet Mike, and how did it all start? What was he like back in the day?
So what you're seeing now, which is someone with a whole lot of energy, whole lot of zest for life, well, that's exactly who I met first off. He actually ended up introducing himself to the boyfriend of my best friend in college. And through that introduction, they put us together and we met over dinner one night. I was nervous, but what I loved about Mike was the fact that he was super cute, a great conversationalist, a lot of fun. And that was just the beginning. We started dating that next week and we were married a year later.
I think the story that I want to tell is how much your family has moved throughout his career, all of them for the positive reasons. Yeah. But at what point did the family's comings and goings and movings, along with the kids, get tied to all of the jobs that he's traveled around the nation doing?
Basically, we followed Dad and Mike, Dr. Coach, around the soccer field. So even when the kids were born, we have pictures of them in strollers being pushed along the sidelines. We'd bundle them up during the cold weather days. We'd have umbrellas when it was rainy. I've got pictures of little ones that would decide, hey, there's Dad, and take off to head across the field to go see Dad and have to quick bring them back over. I've got some incredible memories and fun memories of kids being the ball boys and ball girls from the time that they were probably 6 or 7 up until even Jewel, one of our adult children, was helping with being a ball girl here. So it's just been part of our family culture, just being on the sidelines, enjoying team dinners, having the players over, mixing with them. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Give me an example of family events that are altered because of the soccer schedule. Like, when is your anniversary?
Preseason camp.
Yeah. Yeah. So when do you actually celebrate that?
We squeeze a dinner during preseason camp, but sometimes we'll do something ahead of time. Definitely won't be doing something after, because then we're right into soccer season. So we take it one step at a time. But Mike's been fantastic about carving out time for family. And so he makes it a priority that there is an anniversary dinner. So maybe there'd be a weekend that would be sometime before preseason camp, but it's going to be during that dinner, during the anniversary, just because he also wants to say, hey, for our players, take a look. This is what's important. Family's important. Marriage is important. So let's go ahead and model that for them. I do have one great Thanksgiving story, though.
Oh, I got to hear this.
Okay, so they won the national championship, which is fantastic. So the team at that time decided what they wanted to do to celebrate was, let's bleach his hair. So when he got off the bus on Thanksgiving Day, he looked like Billy Idol. It was just bleach blonde. But what was kind of fun with that is that we went and got a whole nother boxes of bleach, and on the front porch, Thanksgiving, we dyed Josh's hair completely blonde. We dyed Justin's hair, and we stuck Lene's pigtails in the bleach and dyed the ends of her pigtails. So it became a family event. It was pretty fun.
You mentioned Mike Giuliano's passion and his energy and his excitement level. It's unprecedented on the sidelines of the Grizzlies soccer complex. Does he still carry that same passion at home? Like, I mean, he's always come on in and yesing and screaming and high five. Like, when dinner is served, does he still have the same passion and energy?
Yes, he does. There's a balance, though. So he brings a whole lot of life to our home. He brings a lot of energy, a lot of entertainment, which is fantastic, a lot of good conversation. He feels deeply about certain topics, which family, and we're currently on the same page with racial justice issues as well as voter rights issues. And so, yeah, a lot of passion and energy, but home is a great place for him to just chill, debrief, center a bit, be the introvert that he really is, that nobody really knows. But yeah, I think it's a really good place of balance for him, but he does bring a whole lot of energy to the house. Yeah.
That's phenomenal to hear. And you talk about the conversation at the dinner table there. You guys had moved from Chicago to Atlanta. We'll get to that move in a minute.
Okay.
But what is that dinner conversation like 3 years ago when he brings to the table, things are going well at GAC, but there's this job opportunity at GGC. How did that conversation go on why to take the job at GGC?
A lot of back and forth, just understanding, well, how is that going to look? How's it going to play out as far as our schedule goes, family dynamics, budget, all of the practical aspects of that. But understanding, too, that going back to college is something that I know was really near and dear to his heart. He loves the college setting. He loved his team at the high school. He loved the interaction with the young women there and with the coaching staff there. It was a fantastic situation. But going back to a college setting and the pace is just something that I think just felt right. It really did. And being able to be at an institution like GGC really matched up with where both of our hearts are, which is providing education to those that might not normally get it. It's taking a look at education and providing it in a different way than what's typical. And that's something that we both could definitely get on board about.
So take us back to, Mike talks openly about it, why your family moved from Chicago to Atlanta. For the longest time, maybe putting words in his mouth, but chased his career, right? He had those aspirations of winning national championships and coach at Division I level. Why the transition from Chicago to Atlanta in your mind?
I would say there's two different parts to that. So the first part is the fact that as I became aware of the plight of women and girls around the world, to start with after reading the book Half the Sky by Nicholas Kristof and Cheryl Wooden. That narrowed down to the topic of sex trafficking. And I did a lot of reading about situations that are around the world, but realizing that we couldn't just drop everything and go somewhere. Yes, some people do that, but practically speaking, that just wasn't going to be part of our life. I started doing a lot more research, a lot more reading about what was really happening in the United States. And as I did that, as I dove deeply into understanding how sex trafficking affects every aspect of this population, from unfortunately children, but girls and boys and men and women in so many different areas, and not just in big cities, but in small rural communities, that it touches every area of the country. I just thought there's a lot of work to be done here. So understanding that, I started doing a lot of volunteer work in the Chicago area, did a lot more reading, such as Refuse to Do Nothing by Kimberly McCowan-Yim, who was a former student of Mike's in California. In Our Backyard is another one. Girls Like Us by Rachel Lloyd are just some of the books that I read, and I have quite the stack of them. But knowing that that was something that was really gripping my heart, and explaining that to Mike, he took that one step further, and he said, you know what, you've been following me around the country for 3 decades now. It's my turn to follow you. And if we can find an opportunity where you can dive into this world to make a difference, then I am behind you. And so that was an incredible moment. And I stepped back from that. I said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to take you away from what I know is your passion and your success in working with young people and creating these incredible teams. But he took it on himself to start entertaining options perhaps that would have a tie to sex trafficking in the same area. And so that's how we ended up in Atlanta.
It's extremely noble what you do, and the passion that you have for it. You've landed in Atlanta for a nonprofit organization called Wellsprings Living. Describe a little bit of your role with that organization and their impact on human trafficking, not just here in Atlanta, but across the nation too as well.
Okay, yeah. Wellspring Living is a fantastic organization that was started in 2001. And what I do for them is I'm a logistics program coordinator. That means a whole lot of different things. But some of the things that I do is I make sure that the residences that we have are safe, are operational, the vehicles that we have as well. And I help to write policies, I help to organize, maybe streamline some of the processes, identify processes that need to be communicated and documented and streamlined. But what Wellspring Living does, we have 2 community programs in the Atlanta area, one that is operating out of an alternative high school. And the first kid that walked through our doors in the campus was a boy. And we provide counseling for them, job services. The whole population of that school is free or reduced lunch. And so there's homelessness in that school. And so we support those kids in any way that we can, because they're the most vulnerable to being trafficked. We have a women's academy as well that serves women all across Atlanta in 10-week sessions. They can come to get their GED. They can then go to get an apprenticeship. And we have apprenticeships that are in Delta, that are with Accenture, that are with predominant law firms, with other organizations around the city that give these girls incredible opportunities to get resume building material. And we work with the GBI, we work with DFACS, we work with a psychiatric provider, with healthcare providers. We have forensics team as well that come in. And so what this is what we could call a one-stop shop, where a kid that's trafficked doesn't have to be re-traumatized by then going to another police station, or going again for a forensic interview, or going to get a sex abuse exam at a hospital. They can come into our intake facility, they can get a blanket, a stuffed animal, they can stay there while people come to them, professionals come to them to help them. Then they can live there for 30 to 90 days while they're stabilizing, kind of coming to grips with the fact that now they've got a spot where they're safe.
Because there's been so much new awareness brought to human trafficking and sex trafficking, I think it's smart to use our opportunity, our platform to ask you what are some of those symptoms, because some of them, it's happening in our communities. I mean, it's happening in our neighborhoods. As scary as that sounds, human trafficking isn't a Liam Neeson movie that we see.
Exactly.
And we're not asking people to arm themselves and kick down doors.
Right.
There's a way to be vigilant and aware of your surroundings to where the red flag goes up. Like you said, you mentioned the tattoos. Where that's not normal. Maybe let me ask them questions here. What are some of the questions you can ask, and what are some of the symptoms that people can look out for?
So that's a great question, and it's multifaceted for sure. What I'll do is I think I'll explain a little bit and then give some resources for folks so that they can then do a lot of research. I think I'm going to speak especially to parents, to do as much as you can to learn about this topic so that you can recognize signs, but also to the teenagers out there so they can recognize the signs in their friends, because unfortunately, kids in high school can be the victims and still live in a lovely suburban life. So if there's kids that are falling asleep in class, no, that doesn't mean if I fell asleep in class just because I stayed up too late, I was too tired. But if you see signs of kids that are falling asleep in class a lot, if you see signs of people coming with a lot of new gear, or someone just shows up with a lot of bruises, or it's a super hot day and they are covered up, those are just a few things. Yeah, new tattoos, barcodes on the neck. We could start with that. But there's some fantastic resources out there. Our website, wellspringliving.org, we have resources on that. Street Grace in Atlanta, they also have a lot of good resources. They're dedicated to the prevention and awareness of trafficking, whereas Wellspring Living is dealing with the restorative side. But Million Kids out of Riverside, California is also doing a great job with educating folks as to what's really going on out there. It doesn't come with being snatched, like you said, as in the movie Taken, but coming across, learning about kids, finding them in these rooms, in online gaming situations, and befriending them over time, over weeks, over months, and then they become a trusted person, someone that a kid's never seen before. Don't even know what they look like. They become trusted, and so that's another way to reel kids in.
Well, Barbara, thank you so much for being on the show here today. Mike has
My pleasure. Thank you.
Mike has 4 national championship trophies in his office, but there's a bigger trophy that belongs wherever you want to put it. Winning championships on and off the field of the Giulianos. We certainly appreciate everything that you do, and thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here. Thank you for inviting me, and it's been a pleasure.
Can you give us some insight to the spring? As Coach talked about his level of excitement, is he ready for the Grizzlies to get back out there?
He's so ready. He's been ready. He's been ready for months, and so he's excited. He loves the team that he's put together, that's come together. He's excited for the players that are going to join them in January, and he is itching to get on that field and show off what he's got. Yeah,
and so are we. We cannot wait to see the Grizzlies out there. Barbara, again, thank you so much. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with more here from Studio 5 on the Grizzly Growl Show.
Hey you. Yeah, the one wearing the G-Claw? Just a friendly reminder here. Go Grizzlies.
Welcome back to the show. GGC Softball, fresh off the practice field into Studio 5 for this week's competition of Guess Who? All right, we have a very special guest from GGC Softball today. Battery mates and wonderful teammates, pitcher Gracie Hogg and catcher Sydney Plies. Ladies, how are we doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having us, Matt. I'm doing great, Matt.
Doing great?
Yes.
Are we sure? I mean, that was kind of like,
I'm great.
Okay, you're great.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm amazing. Ready to win.
Okay, we're not nervous at all, are we?
No, we don't get nervous.
Ready to win. Okay, all right, sounds good.
Always.
Do you guys know the rules? Sid P, you're giving the guesses. Gracie, this first round, you are going to be trying to answer those clues. All right? Everybody understand?
Yes.
Everybody ready?
Yes.
1 minute on the clock. This is Team Green. 3, 2, 1, go.
Slapper.
Kendall.
Canada.
Taylor Gennard.
Transfer. Lives with Kendall.
Oh, Cameron Curry.
From Tampa, freshman.
Jenna.
Another catcher. Not the freshman.
Logan.
Not the freshman.
Claire.
The outfielder. Where is it? Your pitcher.
Alexa.
Good. The third base. Oh, that's my bad. Lives with Kendall. That owns the house.
Ruth.
No, the other one. Curly hair. Fast. Like
Kendall. No.
One on the road trip with me.
Holly.
The other one, the one that you already said, brown hair, lives with Kendall.
Ruth.
Time. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
1 minute on the clock. On your mark, get set, go.
From McDonough.
Madison.
Our other roommate, green hair.
Leah.
Another catcher, freshman.
Logan.
Transfer play from
Brooke.
West Georgia. Yeah. Outfielder doesn't speak a lot, but
Kendall.
one of my roommates, I don't really like her.
Piper.
No, she lives. Her room's right next to me.
Oh, Sid and me.
Brown hair, freshman, has braces.
Carly.
Girl from Hawaii, who's
Taylor.
that? My age, other pitcher, also plays third base.
Lady.
From Germany.
Laura.
Boom! Who yells boom?
Oh, Piper. I thought you were done.
No. Who also is from Michigan.
Christina.
Boom.
Now we're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not bad, not bad.
I was
All right.
trying to say the boom. I knew you would get that one.
We'll see. All right, we have our second team from GGC Softball. This is Team Gray, Leah McFadden and Piper Wagner. Ladies, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
All right, Piper, you okay with it?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, you're going to give the clues first, okay? And Leah's going to guess. We'll put 1 minute on the clock, and then after that, we'll switch for another minute, and the total score will match it up with Sid P and Gracie.
Got it.
Winner gets an awesome, sweet, cool prize. I mean, you're not even ready for this. It's so awesome. So it's
What
very,
is it?
you'll find it's very prestigious. You're going to want
like
to
free
win this
stuff.
trophy, okay?
Oh, it's a trophy.
Yep.
We got this.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Piper, giving the clues in 3, 2, 1, go.
Owns a boat.
Kendall Bear.
Oh. Pass. Pass.
Piper.
Freshman.
That doesn't narrow it down.
From Macon.
Logan.
Yes. Transfer from West Georgia.
Brooke.
Yes. From Tampa.
Sid P.
Yes. Pass. From Hawaii.
Takoosh.
Yes. Another person from Tampa.
Lainey.
Yes. From Germany.
Laura.
Yes. Rival high school person.
You.
Yes. Pass. 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 I skipped a
Going
lot.
backwards.
Sorry. A person from my rival high school.
From your rival high school?
Yes.
Narrow it down a little more.
I've known her for 10
Time.
plus years.
All right, round 2 for Team Gray. Leah McFadden giving the clues. On your mark, get set, go.
From Canada.
Taylor Chenard.
Yes. Ruth's friend that
Cameron.
transferred. Tall freshman.
Jenna.
Yes. Tall sophomore with a wiener dog. Wiener dog.
Oh, Claire.
Yes. Pass. Also from Florida. Why can't I remember where?
Carly.
Miami.
Lex.
Yes. Pass. Walk on from 2 years ago.
Madison.
No.
2 years ago.
She tried
Josie.
out. Yeah. I don't know what it means. Pass. Lives with the wiener dog. Your grade.
Ruth.
Yes. Pass. From McDonough.
Madison.
Yes. Rival high school.
You.
Yes.
Time. All right, we had to go to the judges' scorecard. There was some shady activity on this side. We used pitching in our clue giving a couple times, so we had to deduct some points because that was breaking the rules, and then miss card management on this side. It was not pretty, but we were able to determine we do have a winner, and it's going to have to go to the battery mates of Gracie Hogg and Sid P. Congratulations. Oh, don't leave her hanging. Don't leave her hanging. There we go. Congratulations. You get to take the bear home, take a selfie, and that is you are today's winner of GGC Softball version of Guess Who. Congratulations.
Thank you for having us. It's a pleasure to win this award.
Thank you, Gracie.
That was terrible.
That'll do it for us here as we wrap up the Grizzly Growl show. I got a feeling the smack talk's just going to keep going for the rest of the day. We're looking forward to seeing the GGC Softball strive toward a championship next spring. Don't miss any of the fun action right here on the Grizzly Digital Network. As for us here on the Grizzly Digital Network, we so appreciate Barbara Giuliano's willingness to be on the show here today. Fans, if you want to see a special guest on this show, be sure to leave a comment below on our YouTube page. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button for me too as well. From inside Studio 5 and our fantastic crew, it's a great day to be a Grizzly. So long, everybody.